Good afternoon, lovelies, and welcome to my regular 2 o'clock Tuesday technique. I'm actually currently sitting in the car in Gisborne because I had to come down for a blood test at Melbourne Pathology, specifically Melbourne Pathology, and the closest one to me was Gisborne. So I thought, I've got to get this done. I'm going to do my live from Gisborne. Then I'll go and get my blood test done. I've got some parcels I have to post, and the post office just happens to be right next door to Gisborne Pathology, so I'll pop the bits and pieces in the mail. And then I can go and do some other stuff. So today's 2 o'clock Tuesday technique, and great to see those who are watching. Remember to say hi if you're watching live. If you're watching on replay, hashtag replay would be appreciated. I am sitting in the car, so I've got to set up this makeshift studio, but I've brought along all the bits and pieces that I want to share with you. And today's technique is actually taken from one of the Close to My Heart videos. They showed this technique, which is often something that I do, and it's using watercolor pencils. So I'm going to flip the camera around. This is going to be interesting to see how well I can do this, but this is me trying to be consistent and coming live every Tuesday at 2 o'clock, or between 2 and 2:59, and I knew that I wouldn't be home by 2:59. So let me just flip the camera around, and you can see I have, sorry about the shading, I have stamped, this comes from the 1 month we're in, we must be in August, the August stamp of the month. So the Close to My Heart August stamp of the month. These are some watercolor pencils that I've got. They're not the most current ones. I have actually ordered the most current ones, but I just keep ordering the most current ones, and then we get more. Anyway, so these are just some that I've got. You can see I just keep them in this container, and what I'm going to do is show you a watercolor technique, which is going to be interesting because I don't have my little stand thing. So watercolor technique, of course, you need watercolor pencils. You also need a watercolor brush. Now, what I saw was, and I've just got this is just the small one. I've also got some paper towel. I'm just going to put that there. So what I saw them do was, let me just show you what you can do first. So let's just go. I'm actually going to color the ones, the idea for this card design actually came from Simone Pilkington. Thank you, Simone. I'm pinching your card design. That's okay, I've spoken to her about it. And I'm going to colour in this one first. So what you can do is you can colour in, really glad that paper is not moving too much. You can colour in with a watercolour pencil like this. It's kind of a pineapple-y colour. Pineapple-y, that's a new word. And then you can get your watercolour brush and you can do this, and it turns into watercolour paint. And it just goes smooth. So it goes from being like coloured in with pencil to being nice and smooth like it's been coloured in with paint. Now, the difference between watercolour pencil watercolour pencil colouring and, say for instance, your alcohol markers is, I find these, as you can see, these are a lot duller, not duller, they're just not as bright. A bit thicker than some. They're not as bright as alcohol markers. So another way of colouring with it, which I found fascinating, was, let me use the green. So what was I going to do? I was going to use this green. Is, rather than colouring in onto, and you probably can't see me doing that, but I just keep touching my brush to the paper towel. I have no words. Paper towel, because it just gets a bit too wet. So what I do is I just I touch the end of my watercolor brush onto the end of my pencil, and that activates the watercolor painty stuff, and then I can paint directly on that. Look at that, it worked. I usually try this out. Sorry, I don't usually try this out before I do it live. So that is so cool. I was also going to colour in my apple with this. So here's my apple. And the good thing about this is I can actually get better shading. So if I want to go you know, darker on this side, I just add another layer of the watercolor, which is super cool. So hopefully you can see that. And there you go. Oh, I like this. That's really cool. So another technique, now just a little bit of information. I have stamped these with intense black, and that is why they are not smudging with the water that I'm applying. So the black ones are all stamped with intense black. This little strawberry here is actually stamped with candy apple. So I'm not going to go over that at all, although what I might end up, oh yes, no, I know what I'm going to do with that. Okay. I will make this card up. I'm now addicted to colouring like this. It's a very slow process, but that's okay. I am going to make this card up, and then I will put it on my, that's just to clean my brush, put it on my Facebook, in my Facebook group, and this will end up going out as a kit, which I know I said last month, but you know, I got busy and all that. So I hope you've enjoyed this Tuesday technique and seeing my face, because I don't usually show my face on camera, but considering I'm sitting in the car in Gisborne because I have things to do down here, trying to come to you at between 2 and 2:59 every week, and so far apart from 1 week, it's been pretty good. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure that you keep crafting, stay safe. If you have to, stay home. Bye for now.